Like I said, there are a lot of guts. You know, you've got to have guts. You've got to have self-belief. I think it's important to learn as many aspects as you can of the industry, of the business. As an artist, you know, you want to be on stage and you want to perform, or you want to be in the studio and make music. But I think it's important to know what is behind all of that, what it takes to put everything out there. For instance, you know, try a stint at tour managing, or promote someone else's record, or, you know, get on board and just really try to sink in and understand the aspects of, you know, what it takes to put that music or put that show on, that kind of thing. I think that the more understanding you can get, the better you can kind of wrap your whole head around it and stay the course.
Why do so many musicians struggle before they make it?
I think many musicians do struggle for a long time because it takes a while to develop a product. And to see yourself as a product, that's also kind of like, you're always changing, you know, you're always kind of like, you know, you're an artist, you're wanting to put out your work, and to understand a market and where to focus your energy might take a while, and it might not always work. So there's a lot of trials and tribulations around, you know, getting your stuff out there. So the hustle, there's the kind of, you gotta kind of like get your stuff into every place that you can, and keep pushing.
What new platforms are in place now, and how are they changing the way that the industry is working and how new artists are coming up?
I think the platforms that can be used to improve the industry are there, online. A lot of things live online, which means I think also that we as artists can operate in other territories. As South Africans, you know, there's not much, like as far as touring and that kind of thing, there's really not that much that can go on. But really using the online platform, you know, you're able to generate sales and tours and so on and so forth in other territories. And I think really kind of honing that and getting that together can strengthen the industry, the music industry here in South Africa.
Zaki, tell me, what does it mean to be nominated for an award like the Summers, both from a professional and a personal perspective?
Yeah, I think to be nominated or to win, you know, a music awards and stuff like that, as far as like for your career, I think because they are prestigious, you know, because they are recognized, because, you know, you're able to, I think, when you're negotiating for those rates, when you're putting those tours together, and like it helps you to kind of get beyond that, what may seem like a constant developmental stage. But I think to be nominated for an award is very good for a stepping stone in that way, that you're able to you know, ask for better rates, and you're able to, you know, and when people recognize you too, and they're like, okay, you know, this is where this person's done, and da-da-da-da, so it's not like you don't have to sell yourself as much, like, I swear I've done all of these things, and, you know, so I think it's a wonderful thing.
What is it about Cape Town that inspires creativity?
I mean, I grew up between South Africa and, well, between Cape Town and the west coast of Canada on Vancouver Island. Completely different worlds. Cape Town, for me, has been, it's always kind of symbolized, it's always felt like home. And it's always, and I think that the reason why it kind of feels like home is that it does provide, it does encourage me to be creative. There's something about Cape Town. I don't know if it's the mountain and the ocean, the magnetic pole, or something, or the spirits that reside, but it does encourage quite a unique creative energy. And I'm not sure I've been able to find that anywhere else in the world. So I feel like I've chosen Cape Town as my creative base, because in Cape Town I can be home and I can be creative, and then I can take that. It's almost like an incubator also, because it is a little bit like, it's very much away from a lot of things, even, you know, from Johannesburg to, you know, it's kind of this, a little bit of a bubble.
Do you think that there are enough structures provided by business and government in the Western Cape to support the creative industries?
There are a lot of things that that are happening around kind of nurturing the arts. It might not necessarily be you know, there's a lot of government money or there's a lot of this happening, but there are spaces that are kind of you know, workspaces that are being provided, and a lot of community workspaces, so that a lot of artists from different poles, from photographers to visual artists, to fashion designers to musicians, are coming together in these spaces throughout Cape Town, you know, utilizing all of their things and putting them together. And I think that's great, because that's what needs to happen, because there is a lot of stuff going on, and everyone kind of, Cape Town's a kind of place that's a little bit, people would say that it's a little bit sleepy. Like, I've heard that, and I've also felt that sometimes. It can be like a little sleepy place, because you can get lost in the woods, or you can get like, you know, you can stare up at the mountain, but these things are starting to happen where, you know, that creative energy is sparking this and sparking, you know, new ideas, and I think it's becoming quite prolific. So therefore, stuff is starting to go out there to the rest of the world. And Cape Town's starting to be, what's happening in Cape Town?